We get to do this first.
It's true.
Yay.
Because it's Ryan and Rizzo.
5 minutes. Why do you roll your eyes every time I talk?
I don't roll my eyes. I'm just imagining because I'm going, in this case, it's a flashback to a commercial. I'm trying to think. What exactly was By Menon?
To be fair, I think it was like some deodorant commercial, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Like Speed Stick or something, yeah.
All right.
But I was looking through our notes in preparation for what we were doing today, and I was like, this is a lot of old school stuff. So I thought, how am I going to start the show with something that's like a little throwbacky, but not, like that it's people will understand.
Gotcha.
Sort of.
Rock on.
Anyways.
Classy.
Yeah, there you go.
Classy. Good episode 7 opener, yo.
Ooh. So,
3 thumbs.
How are you? I know.
I'm doing well. It's back to the usual schedule, so it's kind of nice. Like, the lighting's good because it's, natural lighting. The coffee's good. There wasn't a day of work beforehand.
This is my second cup of tea, so, it's got to be a good day that way.
This is my first cup. I like to be, classy.
I have the, you want to see, this is really sad. I'm trying to do like the live long and prosper thing, but I have the cell phone hand where you hold it with the pinky and it like sticks aside. Yeah. So I can't do the live long and prosper. I can do it on this hand fine, but this is like the cell phone hand thing. You
have broken your pinky with your cell phone?
Like when you hold it and you do the like this thing, you're sort of holding it in the back, or like underneath. So it makes
I do that, but I'm perfectly fine.
Have you seen, there's actually medical research on that.
I mean, I'm not doubting it because, I've had it. As someone who's been playing video games since age 10, 8, having a controller to play all the time. Yeah. I have found my hand being more hurtful. I have bigger hands, though, than you. Maybe that's why. You also
have those thumbs. Don't you have those weird thumbs that like... Sorry, you're a little bit...
Ma'am. Yes.
Just put your hand
for the video.
Yeah, it's like the little...
I have I believe it is called hitchhiker's thumb. It is a biological trait. It's the one thing I remember from high school biology. But some people, I just happen to have a very good 90-degree angle on both thumbs.
If I saw you on the side of the road doing that, I can guarantee you I would not pick you.
I'm going this way.
I can like stop and be like, oh, snap. Nope, not picking that thumb.
I can do it normal, but...
That's your MO, though. You can do it normal. You choose not to. That's just literally how you live
for me, this is normal.
Okay.
Which I try to look at it the way that you people do. And I'm like, oh, God, that is pretty gross. Especially when you go from normal to...
It's a very unique attribute.
This is how I would open doors, just flat fingered. I mean, I'd play Thumb Wars and I'd always just be back here, but then people would hook it. But yeah,
just like whip it out,
like Castlevania style, just like.
Oh my gosh, how was the Mrs. birthday?
It was good. Does
she have normal human thumbs?
She does. She's got like a part of her thumb that like does something weird there. But
yeah, I have that. I'm not showing you that though. So
okay.
Yeah. So y'all, did you take good care of her?
I did. She's been having some back issues. I think she's on the mend now, but we weren't able. Good. We were going to go to the local canyon and walk around, but not the best thing to do.
PDC?
Yeah, PD, Paladera Canyon.
That's the second largest canyon in the United States, y'all.
It's in my backyard. Everything else is completely flat here, then a giant hole.
Yeah, you walk and it's flat and flat. You kind of look over the edge and you're like, okay, all right.
Really cool, though.
Yeah, that was just right down the street from where we went to college, like literally down the street.
So we ended up staying in. I made her dessert, which I will be talking about later on, the Hello Dollies. And then we watched, by her request, All Dogs Go to Heaven, which I will talk about later on as well. And just
I made dessert and watched the movie on Sunday as well.
Because it was your anniversary.
Yep, that's our tradition. We
12? Okay.
Yeah, we're a year behind you all. Yeah. So, and we always, since Short Round was born, we always make a dessert. So it was like, I guess she was almost turning 1, but we started making a dessert and watched the show together, like as a family. So, and Ma Rizzo came over and watched too. So,
what show did you watch again?
Our wedding video.
Oh, okay. That's not a show. That's not a show.
No, I said a movie. I didn't say show. I said a movie. we watched our wedding video, which is actually one of our friends from college has a video production company, and she's the one that did the video when she was sort
41 Productions.
That's right. Shameless plug.
Yeah, why not?
What's up, Lindsey?
They're cool. They're cool.
Yeah.
They make sure your memories last. My memories of the courthouse did not. Well, they last, but
I mean, you're like look down and you're like, oh yeah, this thing. Okay. Right. I mean, that's all you need. So Short Round was watching it, right? And she thought it was pretty funny. And then she immediately she found you and she goes, is that Uncle Ryron? Because like you didn't have the facial hair at all.
No facial hair.
And your hair was like longer and like shaggier on the sides a little bit. And she was just like, she vaguely knew it was you, but she's like, what? Like didn't understand what.
I think that was my country radio days, and I was like just letting the hair go shaggy. I think I have proof of that from a few of those pictures, and my license currently has that haircut. But yeah, the lack of facial hair, those are sad days, really. I mean,
yeah, it was like, yeah, you even had facial hair, like for the most part I guess in college you didn't really.
I had like this, like
yeah,
I had the chin strap because that could grow and that could grow well.
Yeah.
This didn't pop into like, I mean, this is still lacking. I mean,
it still hasn't popped in, but it'll get there. You're almost 40, maybe.
My littlest mustache. Yeah.
That's okay. All right.
The mustache that figured it could. But yeah, the birthday was good. Glad to hear your anniversary was good. Yeah. I'm coming to grow in your face.
Eventually. Yeah, no, anniversary was good. It was low key. It was quiet. It was nice. We had some foods and stuff and the dessert, which that is what the COVID cookbook recipe will be of this week.
Other than the dessert, did you order out? Did you make food? What'd you do? A little bit of both?
Well, the headless engineer, I told you I'm a better baker for the most part, and I think he's a significantly better cook if I try. Yeah. So he was going to make this, it was like a chicken with spinach and tomatoes with this like cream sauce. So it's kind of like an Italian. It was really, really good. Nice. But I don't remember what happened because I told you he broke his toe. Did I tell you this?
Yes.
And so he wasn't like, I just didn't want him to have to like do anything or lift up a finger, on our anniversary because we were just kind of hanging and doing whatever. And
raise a toe.
Jokes are funny. So Ma Rizzo brought over a local cuisine called Twisters, which I thought was funny because we were talking about that, and that was where me and the missus went that one time before we met Bruce Campbell.
And that's the Los Pollos Hermanos quote chain in reality. They're the true Los Pollos Hermanos.
Called Twisters. I had the Twisters burrito, which was, and I did it like a breakfast burrito style. It had carne arrabbiata with like eggs and beans and potatoes inside of it, and then it has the Twisters fries, which are like curly fries on top.
Ooh.
And it's smothered in red and green chili. It's insane.
Ooh, that does sound really good.
Yeah, it's really good. Come on back over to.
Well, when life is normal, I mean, because you're in ABQ, there's concerts in ABQ. My brother is in ABQ, or one of my brothers. So
yeah.
Rock on. What else are we doing on this actual show?
Do we want to talk about like every day after that, since I haven't slept in like a week at all? So in our show notes you have topic 1, how was the week? - go to sleep, Rizzo. So right, I know.
Why are you not sleeping?
It's not a headless engineer sleep toots. It's not.
Okay.
Sometimes, not usually. So on Monday night we heard this sound. And of course, it was on my side of the bedroom. Like it's never on the headless engineer side ever.
Okay.
And it was like this like screeching sound. And I have one window that's like right next to my bedside table. Then I have a really large like picture window that faces the mountains. So it's a really pretty view like in the morning because we're on the east side of town and the mountains are just like right there. And I was like, I'm hearing something. And headless engineer was listening to a podcast or something at night. It wasn't ours. How dare you? And I was like, I hear something. And so he like takes his earbud out and he goes over and of course the screeching stops. And I was like, so he goes back over and starts doing whatever else. And it starts up again. He kind of went over there and he couldn't figure it out. Neither of us could figure it out. And the cat, the one that, I like to throw pins at and stuff like,
yes,
she figured it out too. And I was like, get out of the window. We didn't see anything. We couldn't figure it out, whatever. And then so I couldn't sleep that night. So the next night it starts up again. And I was like,
so this is a scratching sound, a screeching, like a scratching on glass.
Screeching, tweeting. I'm going to say this now. It was like a cricket kind of sound.
Okay.
I'm going to put that out there.
A vocalization of something. Now,
some sort of something. I was like, is it a bird? Is it a small child? Like, I was like, Short Round, you okay? Like, it wasn't her. So it turns out that there was a katydid stuck between, I don't even know how this happened, stuck between the screen and the window, and it couldn't get out. So it was just sitting there screeching.
A katydid? Cicada?
A katydid. No, a katydid. I sent you the picture.
Oh, that's why you sent that.
It's like looks like
the
a
green
bug.
thing. Okay.
Big, yes.
I just thought you were into insectology all of a sudden. Like, okay, this Discord's going crazy.
No, I was like entomology, right? Anyway,
I say bugology.
Yeah, bugology. And so
the Starship Troopers.
So the headless engineer came to my rescue, as he always does.
Good.
Unconditionally. He comes over, and it's so funny. He goes and he tries to like get the screen out, but like hold the window up just a little bit so that it like doesn't come in the house, right? Because we're on the second floor. And anyway, and so he pulls the screen out, and in trying to pull the screen out, he like busts like pieces off the side, and then it's snapped in half. So he's hanging on to this like piece of half screen with this bug hanging off of it, still like not going away, and he's like trying to slap it out. So
I'm trapped, but now you're trapped with me.
He didn't the katydid didn't GAF. So he finally went away, and the screen was broken, and so he's like carrying it down the stairs, and it's like broken into like 2 triangles. It's hilarious. So.
Screens are pretty fragile. You don't think
about
all
the bugs. I'm ready for it to be fall so all the bugs can die and go back into the ground where they belong, and I can wear hoodies again. Yay.
Hoodies are fun. It kind of reminds me of in 7th grade, I believe it was, for our science class. We had to basically go, or it may have been, I think it was freshman year, actually. We had to go and basically get a collection of bugs, killed them without destroying them, and then pin them to like a board and be like, this is this. And one time I got a giant moth that was like that.
Or what?
Yeah, it puts the pin into the insect and it stays on the board.
Okay, anyway.
It's actually fingernail polish remover in a jar, and then it was really, I'm like, why are we doing this? How is this teaching me about science other than creeping me out with all, because I don't like touching bugs. Anyway, one of the moths.
I didn't know that about you.
I don't like touching things.
Anyway.
Giant moth. Okay. It was on the board, pinned down, and like, so I think it was the weekend, and my cousin was spending the night, and all of a sudden we just hear.
I can see where this is going.
And I wake up and I kind of look towards the sound of it, and I see like this just pin, looked like Mothra had been captured and was trying to come back, and like it was making all the noise because it was pinned down. Plus I had like saran wrap on top of it, so I guess pieces would. So yeah, I was like, I am looking forward to this project being done.
And suffocating this, moth.
It was a weird project.
Sounds like it.
I mean, I guess these days they'd be like, here's the internet. This is what this bug looks like. Here's so anyway, but yeah, that's
back in the olden days.
Back in the old days, we had to collect our bugs and torture them to death and to learn.
Saran wrap and nail polish remover.
It sounds very dextery when you say it that way.
I know. It's like,
no,
like water
the method was you would have a mason jar. Okay. A cotton swab with fingernail polish remover. They had another chemical, but they ran out of it, so they went with fingernail.
Not I said acetone. Yeah.
Yes.
I got you. Yeah.
Put the insect inside there. Screw it. Let it rest.
This is the fun part, kids.
Yeah. And then once it had rested, take it out, pin it to the board, like, scientifically. I mean, I have seen this for like collections that spread it out, but they weren't endangered insects by any means, but still.
It's the Ryan and Rizzo disclaimer.
I don't like being touched by bugs, and there I was like, I'm sorry. I need an bee, or I need to pass.
No, I need to pass. Come on, let's be real.
You done?
An A.
You done? Okay.
The homeboy was just like holding his breath, like getting waterboarded, and he's like, I don't have the information you need from me. I'm sorry.
What do you know about insectology?
I don't know.
What will you do for
Go.
Tell me about your lineage. Are you a moth, a fly? Are you arachnid maybe? I don't know.
How many legs do you have, sir?
Do you have 2 sets of wings or 1? All right, excellent. Here's your pens. Go to the board.
All right.
So, bugs. Moving on.
So tell me about, not bugs, but dogs. You were talking about how you and the missus enjoyed your video.
Yes, all dogs go to heaven. We both, when it's birthdays.
All dogs go to hell. Sorry.
I don't need your nightmare-inducing thoughts. Thank you very much.
My bad. You're the one that has the little guy. You have the little
That
robot.
is the robot devil. He is mischievous and he is fun and fantastic.
Where do you think he comes from?
Futurama.
All dogs go to heaven. Go. Go.
So yeah, when it's birthday time, whoever's birthday it is, we're pretty good about movies. We're like, hey, let's watch this movie. So I asked her, like, what do you want to watch? What are we going to do? So she stared at her DVD collection, then she went up and grabbed All Dogs Go to Heaven. Burt, I'm mixing up. Burt Reynolds, Dom DeLuise, many great actors. And I hadn't seen this since I was a kid. And I forgot. So it pops up like, San Francisco, 1939. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot this. I didn't realize this took place in 1939. I think I was distracted by the amount of dogs talking and drinking alcohol and smoking cigars. But,
I mean, it's Dom DeLuise. Like, you got to expect that a little bit. So.
And yeah, Dom DeLuise was still like the pretty innocent little wiener dog, which I connected to as a kid because I had 2 wiener dachshunds growing up. Stop it. I changed mine.
I don't know what you're talking about.
2 dachshunds.
You had 2 dachshunds when you grew up. Okay.
First one was Prince. The second one was Princess. But,
Charlie B. Barkin.
Yeah, Charlie B. Barkin, played by Burt Reynolds. The sad thing about this movie, though, is that the girl...
Yeah.
This movie was released post-mortem.
Oh, geez. Oh, yeah, Judith Barcy. I remember that. And now I'm saying this, and I'm like, I completely remember this.
Yeah, so I won't bring it up in here. If you want to read a very sad story... Go to IMDb and read about
Judith Barcy, Barsi.
But yeah, she had a wonderful career in front of her. The director, Don Bluth of All Dogs Go to Heaven, is like, I've used her in other projects. I want to use her in future projects. But her father was, for lack of better words, a piece of shit. So.
Use my language. Yep. Yep, I see that. Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, it was revisiting the movie was great. It was fun. I mean, I remember. Stop reading. Read later. I shouldn't have mentioned that again. I did the same thing while we were watching the movie. I'm like, this makes this movie worse.
Like,
but
that's horrible.
Because there are sad cartoons. Land Before Time is one of them. All Dogs Go to Heaven.
We're not going there. No.
Exactly.
Dude, An American Tail. Come on, that was like torturous.
Judith was also in Land Before Time.
Was she really?
Yes, make it worse.
Jiminy Chris.
But All Dogs Go to Heaven, great. I would recommend. Has Short Round seen it?
All Dogs Go to Heaven?
Mm-hmm.
No way. I don't think so.
Say maybe wait a few years. Probably not. I mean, it's not. I don't know who owns it. I don't know if it's Disney or not.
I have no idea. I'm not going to go back and read because I was like.
Yeah, it'll take you down a dark path. You're like, oh.
Well, you know me. We've talked about the whole John Wick thing. Like, I'm not even going there right now. So
you really should. But yeah, All Dogs Go to Heaven's cute, lovable.
Yeah. Good.
Great voice work and just tripping. Like, I remember kind of being afraid of this. There is a hell scene in it. I was like, I remember kind of being afraid of the devil dogs.
The devil dog. Devil dog. Sorry, that's a cookie.
So that does sound delicious.
Tell me about sparkling vampires.
I really don't know much about sparkling vampires other than, is it Stephanie Meyer? Let's see, this is for the. I don't
know anything about them except for I know exactly who makes them. Yes.
Yeah.
Stephanie Meyer.
For the wife's birthday, she had requested the Midnight Sun, which is Stephanie Meyer once again writing about, it's the Twilight series, but this particular book is from Edward's perspective.
I want to read that.
So the wife was crazy about it because she read this Twilight series early in our marriage, about 13 years ago at least, 12 or 13. And she said, so far so good, but she's like, it's also kind of interesting being the age I am now and reading this book.
Yeah.
Because, 10 years ago, she was, in her 20s. And now she's like, it's a little bit different, but it's good so far. But I think it's an interesting concept because I haven't written anything yet, but I thought it'd be like really fun to write a story and then just write the same story from another perspective, or take those characters and put them in an alternate universe or something like that.
You'd be good at that.
Which is sort of what the Umbrella Academy has done. So that was kind of fun.
What?
When you play with time, time plays with you.
I was talking to the Kansas Bestie just briefly before we started the show today, and she's like, the show last week was great. We put the Umbrella Academy on our Netflix to watch list. So
yay.
Like, good job, Ryan. Good job.
Recommendations brought to you by R&R.
Guess what I did? I listened to you like for the third time in our friendship. Finally. Guess what I watched? You know what I watched already.
Can you give me a clue?
You're dumb.
But clever.
It was Clue. That's basically how I would describe this movie. No, it wasn't dumb. It was great. It was quippy. Like, it was funny because it was like, it was great. It was awesome. It was
great
awesome.
cast.
I love it.
Fantastic cast.
Awesome. Yeah. It was awesome. And then and I was reading up on it because I'm one of those that, like, if I haven't seen a movie and the headless engineer is the exact opposite. He won't like touch any type of details about a movie. If he really wants to see it, he doesn't want to see stills. He doesn't want to hear about it. He doesn't want to know. He just wants to go and watch, like, completely, like,
nice,
open-minded. And me, I'm the one that like reads the last page of the book kind of thing before I like even get into it, because I just need to know like what
I
happened.
at least wait until I've watched it to go to IMDb. So
well, I go to a website called Movie Pooper. Have you ever heard of it before?
No, that sounds like does it spoil it for you?
Yeah, it's a spoiler site.
Oh.
And so I went and I spoiled Clue before we started watching it. I mean, it's what, like 35 years old. Like, it's probably okay. Like, I'm sure they know. Like, it's people know. So anyway, so I went and I read the spoilers, and I read the part about the three different endings. Sorry, spoiler.
I mean, that can be revealed because wasn't it in the theaters they only had a certain ending?
One. Yeah. Right. And then they said that they would do it with like a certain DVD release or something. And I thought, I wonder which one it's going to be. But they actually did all three in the show. That was really fun. Yeah. And I loved the actual ending, the final ending. I liked that one the best. And Mrs. Peacock was hands down my favorite character because she was like, I was like, oh, that's me in 30 or 40 years for sure. Or no, I'm kind of old now, maybe like 20 years.
Yeah, I need to rewatch it because it's been a while, but it's a great flick. And
I can't remember when they said at the end, because the second ending with the, well, I guess I could say it. I'm not trying to spoil it. When Mrs. Peacock is the killer, and somebody says, and I think it was the DA guy. He's like, the FBI always gets their man, and somebody's like, Mrs. Peacock was a man.
That's why you texted me. I was like, I don't remember that twist, but it's been a while. So
yeah, it made me laugh. So
yeah, Clue,
very
great
good.
flick.
Thank you for the recommendation. Thank you.
Great flick and a very fun game for the whole family to enjoy.
Yeah, Short Rounds played Clue Junior before,
okay. And
it's not the like who killed who in whatever room. It's what time somebody drank some sort of a drink to go with some cake. It's great. It's actually pretty cute. Like,
sounds like the Heaven's Gate version of Clue.
I mean, it's not cool. They're not drinking Kool-Aid. They're drinking like lemonade or it's not Kool-Aid. No, it's water or lemonade, Coke.
The teeny bop version of the game is who killed this kid?
It's not killing. It's who drank.
What cult game killed the kid?
No, Clue Junior.
Clue Junior. That's how they get you.
I know.
Well, good.
Are you into comedy specials at all? Do y'all ever check them out?
Maybe. I'm gonna cough real quick.
You're out over there? Well, I'm gonna tell you about the one that I did. Yeah. Okay. So it's called Kevin James. Never Don't Give Up. Never Don't Give Up. Get that out of there. Get it out of there.
Hack.
So yeah. Short Round. She was talking to you before, and she mentioned how she went to a couple of little socially distanced B-Day parties yesterday for some friends. So Ma Rizzo took her to the second one, and Headless Engineer and I hung out and watched the Kevin James special from 2 years ago called Never Don't Give Up.
Never Don't Give Up.
It was great. You need to take an hour and 20 minutes of your life and watch it. It was really funny.
I need to do more comedy specials. I don't know the last comedy special I watched was Middleditch and Schwartz.
Okay, that was a while back.
And that was we just watched it during COVID time in the past month, and because that's like 5 episodes of their stuff.
Okay, I think we need to check that out too. You mentioned, I think that's probably on episode 0.
Great improv stuff.
But yeah, so the Kevin James one though is very, very good. It's very family friendly, but it's so funny, super relatable. Definitely watch it, and you need to pay attention to the part where he's talking about riding on the pirate ship swing with his son. You will love it.
Okay.
It's greatness. So yeah, and then the Never Don't Give Up was an homage because he was talking to people in his audience who have tattoos and like what they have, and this guy's like, I have a clown in shackles. Kevin James is like, okay, and next person. He was talking about the guy that had on, like on the bicep, but it was supposed to be like don't give up or never give up, but the tattoo artist did it as Never Don't Give Up. So
it happens. It
makes me thankful that there's only one piece of writing on my body, and they did spell it correctly. So, and it's my Lindsey Buckingham tattoo, actually.
Lindsey was here.
If only.
The Cronenberg Lindsey Buckingham tattoo.
No, I'll give you a hint. It's a 4-letter word. Oh my gosh. That's the hint I'm giving you. You will find out eventually. I will tell you.
Shock of silence.
When you might find out today, actually. If you picked correctly, you will find out today.
This is when the Hunger Games got weird.
Dun dun dun.
Tell me about this Zoom conference thing, because you put LB, and I don't know what that means.
That means Lindsey Buckingham.
Oh.
You're like, dang it. Dang it.
Trying to jump conversations, but apparently no. We're going to stay with the Cronenberg Lindsey Buckingham tattoo.
Why this was so important, especially to me, was because this was his first performance after his heart surgery. He had emergency bypass surgery, and during the surgery, he had vocal cord damage. And I was like, I swear, those doctors, I'm gonna find the
anesthesiologist and be like, 1, thank you, but 2, you mother.
If you did anything to wreck this man's beautiful voice, I will. Yeah. Anyways, no. And so it was through this IT company, and they were just featuring a bunch of different classic artists and that kind of thing.
Nice.
And so Lindsey was on it, and he played a few songs. He played, Never Going Back Again. He played Trouble. He played Big Love, just some of his really popular ones. And I have to say, it was really nice to see him. And, I've seen him 7 times. Mm-hmm. And I've seen him at like the nosebleediest part of the arena, and I've seen him front row, and he sounded great. I was so happy. I was very anxious about it, but he sounded good. He looked good. And I was really happy about it because they were some people in this little forum that I'm on. Surprise, I'm on a Lindsey Buckingham forum. Had posted YouTube videos of the different songs and stuff, and just the conversation he's having with the guy, and the company who did it took all the videos down. So I was a little bummed, but one of the people had just a musical, like a audio recording of it. So
nice.
I got to see that. That was good. But
very cool.
Good to hear him and good to see him a little bit. So yay.
From now on, when you talk Lindsey Buckingham, please type out Lindsey Buckingham, because I'm like, LB, Lyndon B, but not Johnson? I don't know.
Yeah.
Fine.
Lindsey Buckingham's kind of a long name.
True.
So,
true. And
you like I'm going to have to come up with something different. If I have to put LB, you'd be like, nope, skip, pass.
Yeah.
Hard pass.
I'm going to look out for anything that starts with an L and B.
I had a boyfriend in high school. Not that this matters, but his nickname was LB. So
Larry Barton.
Short for lunchbox. That's all I'm saying.
That's funny because that's Scooby's online name.
Are you serious?
Yes.
It wasn't Scooby.
Twitch.tv/lunchbox. We're just going to throw out to everyone we know.
Lindsey, Scooby. Yeah. Y'all, there you go.
We got more coming. Got more coming.
All right, sounds good.
Because we keep it old school with our friends. And you keep it old school with Dunkaroos. Dunkaroos. I forget this part. It's Dunkaroos. Why do you have Dunkaroos? Yeah.
Well, because I was going to tell you that I've been watching Supermarket Sweep. Because we were watching it on like the old school game show network. I can't remember what it was called. Buzzer, I think.
Okay.
So it was like the offshoot of Game Show Network.
But then they like put the old. So I was like, isn't that not Game Show Network?
Like the more like unique titles, not the less mainstream. How's that?
Okay.
You remember Supermarket Sweep, don't you? Like where they took the shopping
I never
cart,
watched
like,
it, but I knew of it. Yeah.
My gosh, Rizzo and I used to watch it all the time, and now we're watching it together. But just reminded me, Supermarket Sweep reminded me of that when I was in Kansas with the bestie. I found Dunkaroos at the grocery store, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, I'm gonna buy these because I've not seen them here, and so yeah, they're back.
They're back, yo. It is fun to go to other states and kind of seeing like what inventory they get of certain cookies, crackers, even sodas, and somewhat. Even like but how the different chains have their own. You know, there's Mountain Dew, of course, but some have Mountain Lightning or
Citrus Dew,
Hilly Drizzle. Yeah.
So I'm not going to drink anything called Hilly Drizzle, just FYI.
Get the pickup you need with today's Hilly Drizzle.
Hilly Drizzle, yo. Faux shizzle, Hilly Drizzle. Sorry, I don't know.
You're all good.
Anyway, I have one more thing for show and tell before we move on to your superhero.
What are you showing? I thought we were doing the album, but yeah, show it. Show it.
I've been talking too much. You see what it says?
Apparently it's one of our old air check tapes.
It's the last air check tape that I have because we separated them like twins. Separated one half with the other half. It's the last one I have, and
safe from the Emperor.
I cannot. I know. One of the boxes of tapes has one half of the medallion, and the other box has the other half. I cannot bring myself to digitize this last tape. I know it's so stupid and so like it's very Rizzo of me for this, but I can't.
What is the date on it?
Okay, so actually it's funny because it's March 8th, 2005, which was the day we left for California to go to our national convention.
Okay.
We went. Remember, we were on Price is Right and stuff, and the Steve. And when you were on the Steve,
I was in the Steve.
You were on the Steve Harvey show, and we watched
it
in Vegas. Remember that? It was in your hotel room.
I have never seen that episode.
Yes, you have. I was with you. We were. You must have been. Yeah, no, we were in your hotel room in Vegas when Snowball was getting married. And we literally turned because it was like super late at night. And
you're saying I'm the one who was intoxicated. You're talking about snowballs in Vegas. That's not real Rizzo.
Our friend.
It's that Albuquerque peyote that you've been hitting up.
Oh my gosh.
No, I swear I've never seen that episode. I
was literally sitting with you in the hotel room watching that episode.
There were other people in Vegas.
Well, but it wasn't them.
It wasn't me. And I'm not going to be watching a game show in Vegas on the television.
Anyways, but yeah, I remember because it was like we had turned it on and it was because I was about like 8 weeks after we went ish, give or take, because Snowball got married in middle of May, right? Right? Yeah, it was like May, maybe end of May. Middle of May, end of May. We'll ask him.
I remember those things, but I've had 2 Vegas weddings. So
and I remember because they separated us all out in different areas, and they put you right in the front because I think they thought you like looked funny, and then your like eyeballs bugged out at that lady that was crushing the cans.
I was not in the front. I was towards the back. I was separated from the people I was originally sitting by.
Well, I was with you in line. I was next to you in line, and then they moved all of us because I was with Susan and Evan up in like in the rafters, and you got bumped up like kind of down, not in the very front, but you were kind of in the lower section.
Like 6 seats back.
Yeah, you were still in the lower section
6 rows back. So
yeah, we were like up in the like nosebleeds, like in the dark. We couldn't even see us.
I would prefer to be in the dark.
But then there's this picture of you. I mean, I'll never forget it as long as I live, because your eyes but I can't do it like you do. But I mean, it was like this big when that lady was crushing the soda cans with her.
Yeah, it was
acid.
weird. I was like, yes. I was in shock because people told me like, you look like you were digging. I was like, no, I was. Certain things shouldn't be manhandled that way, and that was just like.
It was a very efficient way to do your recycling. I'll just put it that way.
Apparently, if you need to crush cans with cans, I mean. Waka waka.
Yikes.
No, but I do not. I've not ever seen that. I've been told by others who've said they've seen it. I've thought about Googling it, but I really don't want to Google those certain things. So.
I don't want that on my browser history, my search history. So
woman crushes cans with cans.
Or also Steve Harvey. With large breasts.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's fits for that. So.
Big time, large breast, Steve Harvey.
Love you, Steve. You're great, man.
Cans.
Love you on Family Feud.
Yeah.
So going back to the tapes for just a second. So this was from when we went to nationals, and then like the day after we came back. So we're obviously talking about it, and I'm excited to hear, but I just don't want to be done with the process. But afterwards, I'm going to go back and listen, and then come up with some fun. I
can send you more tapes. I'll go dig them up out of the shed and see if they haven't been melted by the Texas sun.
I swear to you, if they have, I'm going to do the same thing I'm going to do to Lindsey's anesthesiologist.
What? We'll continue to make digital shows, and you can reminisce on them in 15 years.
I did find the one though with
Short round, watch this with mommy. Short round, quit talking back and watch this with mommy.
Listen, just picture. Use your mind. Use your mind pictures. So
remember when I was a chatty lady who had albums of influence, and I was asked by a man each week what they were.
A man, some random dude. Does that mean I need to pull up my album? All right,
your albums of influence nominated by someone / no one on the social medias.
Yes.
To choose 10.
Are you choosing 10?
No.
Oh, I thought you. Okay. Oh yeah, choose 10. I picked 20. Right.
Yes, okay. Yes. Okay. Ready? You sent me what I've.
Picked the one that's gonna be the Lindsey Buckingham one, because I told you last week you picked another one that wasn't him, and we're gonna have a list of them for the last year.
Yeah, and you won't cluster them together.
No. Now especially how much like disdain you have for that idea, so I absolutely will not do that.
3. Number 3.
You did it. It's the Lindsey Buckingham tattoo story. You did it. Good job. Oh my gosh, I'm very happy. So this album is called Tusk. Tusk. Wait, oops, that's 5. Tusk.
So it's that movie by Kevin Smith.
We have that in our house too.
I haven't seen it.
I mean, you'd probably like it.
Well, no, I don't like. I heard
it's not my this
cup of tea. Yeah, I mean, I heard it was Human Centipede, which disgusted me just based off the trailer, but a walrus, which sounds ridiculous, and Justin Long and Kevin Smith. But anyway, all right, let's go back to your LB Cronenberg incident.
Justin Long's in a lot of Kevin Smith movies.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was reading a thing on IMDb, and there was a question about what was your favorite rom-com, and somebody put The Human Centipede. That was hilarious. Wow. Okay. All right. Tusk. Tusk. Hey, not 5.
4 letters, kids.
Yes. And the tattoo is the album cover title. No, it's the album cover title, like from it. And it's just the typeface. No, stop. It has nothing to do with that, and I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's not appropriate for this foray. Yeah, and it's just the spacing, the typeface, the color of what it is on the album cover, and that's just that's the tattoo. That's all it is. It says Tusk. All it is.
So the tattoo says Tusk.
It's we'll pull up the album and you can see the cover and the way that the typeface is. It's a picture. It looks like a Polaroid picture of a dog on the front with it just looks like typed out like typewriter Tusk. And it's in this like kind of, are you looking at it? Like maroon font?
I'm trying to get the...
Yeah, it's fine. So anyways, the reason why this album is important to me is it came out in 1979, which is the year the Headless Engineer was born. But it was his first, Lindsey's really first foray into his own sound, but doing it at Fleetwood Mac's expense, basically. And I love it because this came on the heels of Rumors, which is like one of the most popular albums of all time, any album of all time. And they considered this album a flop, and it sold more than 4 million copies. And at this point, it's like over 5 million, but that was still considered a flop, considering like how successful they were.
4 million is crap.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because Fleetwood Mac, because Rumors is over like 46 million right now, which is like crazy. Something unbelievable. But yeah, and their first one, the White Album, the Fleetwood Mac itself was about 7 or 8 million, which is pretty good. But it was his like escape and he was able to really like show his own sound. And it's one of my, absolute favorite albums, like top to bottom. It's really, really good, especially title track Tusk is my favorite song of all time. Especially the live version from another album we'll get to at some point here. I can't believe you did it. I'm so proud of you. Anyways, so yeah.
You'll have to send me the picture because I found the album cover, but I don't see the font.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do it.
So yeah,
and I can send you.
That would have popped up right here by now for those watching.
It'll already be there.
This comment makes no sense.
Technology.
Well, good.
All right.
I'm glad we got
about your sweatpants.
Got the Cronenberg out of your system.
And of course, I type in Tusk, and the first thing it says is movie. I'm like, nope.
The Google listens.
So, I'm kind of jumping around the time stream for Sweatpants and Superheroes.
Okay.
Because the first two I talked about, the X-Men issue 1 from 1994, and then the Funeral for a Friend for Superman. Those were both in the 90s. What I'm going to talk about now actually came out in 2009. Was, I think, the first graphic novel that I got completely via Amazon.
Okay.
And that would be, it's going to be reversed, so we'll pop it up naturally over there.
That's shiny.
Yeah, this is
shiny.
Irredeemable. This is volume 1 of the series. There are 10 volumes.
Okay.
And it is written by Mark Waid, who's done some other great comic series like Daredevil, Indestructible Hulk recently, and some other stuff. So he's a great writer. Basically, this character, and we'll just transition to there, is named Plutonium. Think of like if Superman just snapped. It's like, screw you.
Went cray
I'm
and
done.
started going boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Found out, I'm just done. I'm going to rain hell upon this planet that I've been protecting for years. I'm going to attack the people that I've worked with side by side, defending this planet. And yeah, it's an interesting read. And, as the series goes on, you kind of see flashbacks into his childhood, and you kind of see like, I kind of see why you're this way, and
what might have happened. Yeah.
But it's very dark, and so but it's a fun read, and I love the way they wrapped it up. It's kind of a great salute to other series. In fact, I'll just say to Superman. So it's kind of fun.
Okay.
But yeah, Irredeemable.
I liked the name for the villain, Max Damage.
Max Damage. Yeah, and this is from Boom Studio. I'm trying to find it for sure. I think it's now
published by Boom Studios.
Boom Studio. Okay, I think back when this came out, it just says Boom. That's why I was verifying. But yeah, Boom Studios. Okay. Max Damage is from another series that I'm about to start reading because I recently discovered that Comixology has a subscription base. So basically
Comixology. What is this? What is that?
It is a place, originally, when I knew about it, is a place where you could go use your tablet, whatever, and read digital comics. You could buy them and whatnot. They now have a subscription base where you pay so much money a month, and it's like a Netflix of comics. You don't own the comics, but you can download them and read them.
Gamefly or something?
Yeah, exactly. A subscription base. Okay. You can't have it, but you can read it. And I was doing that with Marvel and DC, recently canceled those, but I realized that Comixology had it. And it's been great. But back to what I was saying, Incorruptible, which is Max Damage, is another series from Boom Studios, and it's basically, his main arch nemesis decides to become a good guy because Plutonium's just jacking up everything. He's like, well, no, we got to add balance. And Max Damage's power is basically where he gets stronger with the less sleep he gets. So right now you would be powerful because you haven't slept because of bugs hanging out in your house.
And you have just like the max damage power of all time because you just don't sleep ever.
I sleep a lot, actually. I sleep a lot.
You really?
I sleep more than I used to, yeah. I can't be
especially when we're doing a morning show or what?
Yeah. I would prefer to be a night person, but I just find that, when you work in a place that has a bit of customer service, it's best that you sleep.
You're so conventional. Good for you. I'm so proud of you.
It's called survival.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, normally, when it hits holidays, both the wife and I, she'll be reading until like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'll be playing video games until 4 o'clock in the morning. So
right.
That's how I roll. But yeah, Irredeemable. I highly recommend it if you just want to read a good series about someone who is normally good, just kind of flipping, just going crazy, then seeing how, the other superheroes are having to adjust to take him down and what they have to do. And Mark Waid's fun to write.
If they are successful or not.
Exactly.
Okay.
So yeah.
Now it makes you want to read. Good job.
Yeah, comics just so much fun.
Yeah.
I would tease what I would do next week, but I don't know what yet. So
okay, no worries. And so this isn't really on the comic side of thing. It's more music based, but we're talking about Scott Pilgrim.
Yes.
It has very, very much those, kablam, pow, zap, style thing.
Based off a graphic novel.
There you go.
And but yeah,
tell me about him.
It is 10 years old. It's a 10-year anniversary of Scott Pilgrim. I follow.
That's a tweet.
Yeah.
Aww.
I follow Edgar Wright on Instagram, and so he's just kind of been posting behind the scenes clips. I love that movie. It has a great soundtrack. It has a great cast. Has Brie Larson.
You want to remind everybody what it's about?
Scott Pilgrim comes across a girl who he really likes, and he has to fight her 7 exes.
Yep.
7 exes, and it's just it's all over the place. It's a very visually stunning thing. Edgar Wright does really awesome stuff. I mean, I've loved everything I've seen of his. So this one, very visually awesome, some great practical effects, and just, it's got a little bit of everyone in it. Thomas Jane pops up for a whole of, I think, maybe 20 seconds in it. Yeah. Aubrey Plaza's in it. Anna Kendrick.
What? I don't even remember that. I like Aubrey Plaza.
She's a barista.
Is she one of the exes? Oh no.
No, she's I think a friend of Scott Pilgrim's.
Okay.
Or a friend of her sister or something like that. She's in the crew somehow.
That's cool. I'm gonna have to watch that for sure.
I'm forgetting the lead actor's name because I suck. Thank you, Michael Cera.
Yeah, you're welcome. I got you.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Of course,
Mary Elizabeth something.
Yeah, she's in it. So just a great, fun show. Yeah, she's the girlfriend, Ramona. But yeah, again, great soundtrack. Got Beck on the soundtrack. I just love that soundtrack. So yeah, Scott Pilgrim. Back in the day, we would have gone to Blockbuster to rent it.
Do you know what you go to Blockbuster to do now?
Have popcorn?
To have sleepy time. Well, not sleepy time. Have a sleepover.
So this is the last remaining Blockbuster.
It is. I'm going to pull up the Airbnb.
And that's up north somewhere. What is it?
It's in Oregon. So it's I take a little, it's just greatness. So it's the manager of the last standing Blockbuster in Bend, Oregon. Her name is Sandy. And she sets it up. It's like I'm looking at these pictures, and we'll post some of these pictures. They're great off the Airbnb website. But it's basically like there's a couch with a big TV, and then like all the different, like the shelves of movies and DVDs are like on the sides, and there's like a beanbag chair.
And
there's old school VCRs, and then there's like little like things of like old school Doritos with the same the old packaging with the white and orange, and and you can rent it. For $4 a night, which is what you would pay to rent a movie.
You get the whole building for $4 a night?
Yeah. It's considered a studio. So it's 4 guests with like a pull-out couch, there's a bed and a half bath. So like you can't shower or anything, but just like a fun little. But
so it's sleepover, basic sleepover, a lock-in at the Blockbuster.
A block-in.
A block-in. Ooh, there we go. That does sound fun.
Yeah, and it has air conditioning, heating, breakfast, free parking on premises, and TV and essentials.
But if you don't check out in time, there are late fees.
Exactly. I'm sure that there are. And of course, I'm looking at the dates, like the availability for dates, and there are none at all. Zero.
I mean, for $4, why not?
Like how fun would that be, right?
Yeah. Just watch a movie, got a good selection. It's like a challenge. Like how much popcorn can you eat and how many movies can you watch?
Yeah, I'm looking in like even into, let's see, August of next year. There's nothing. I'm in, of course, but and you know, to be fair though, I'm thinking like what a fun little thing, like just memory wise and nostalgia wise, but not so sure I'd actually want to sleep over at a Blockbuster because it's probably like ganky carpet with like, you know, bubble gum in it. And,
so they're still renting out movies during the day,
right?
And sleepovering at night,
right? Exactly. And that could be fun.
That's
we should
cool.
road trip there.
That is cool.
In theory, yeah.
But I'm thinking of like the cleaning aspect of it, and not just with the current situation. I just mean like cleaning period, because people are disgusting.
True. That's why I probably wouldn't want to stay in a Blockbuster anyways.
But that's cool. I dig that idea. That's a really cool idea, especially at the last remaining one.
And it looks really fun. Yeah, because I guess there were some that were in. There was like one in Australia for sure, and I can't remember. There was another foreign country. There was one in, but then those ones closed out, and the last remaining Blockbuster is in Bend, Oregon.
It's so sad.
Check it out in like 5 years, y'all, when it's available.
5 years, and by then you might be able to watch Jurassic Park Dominion.
Well, that'll be out for sure by then, right?
I would hope so. Well, I don't know. Okay. You've got the latest news on it. What's the Dominion?
That's supposed to be pretty good. I actually have only gotten into the first of the 3 movies, since this is the threequel, I guess.
Yes. Jurassic World would be the first one.
Yeah, I liked that one. That one was pretty good. But what I thought was interesting about it, because I was looking at Chris Pratt news for the thing we'll talk about here in just a couple of minutes, but they said that everybody, all the OGs and everybody are coming back for Dominion, and Chris Pratt said he kind of set it up like how Avengers Endgame was, where like everybody comes together to kind of finish it out. Is supposed to be what like the process is. So I thought that was kind of cool, because like Sam Neill is coming back for Laura Dern.
You're gonna have Dr. Ian McKellen in the background. Nature finds a way, and it opens up a portal. And then everyone walks through the portals, and that's where they stop the dinosaurs, because they heard the dinosaurs through the portals and onto their own land.
Or they just go back to the point where they were going to start doing the.
And then Chris Pratt falls down and says, "I'm Chris Pratt," and he snaps his fingers.
I was gonna say I'm Star-Lord, and then he like does it, and then like
no, we're staying. We're dividing.
We're still in Jurassic
because I forgot his name in Jurassic World. Or maybe it would be Bryce Dallas Howard. Bryce Dallas Howard falls down with her high heels that she used very efficiently and says,
"Yeah,
I'm Bryce Dallas Howard," and snaps.
Oh my gosh. But anyways, I thought it was really good, and I was reading because you know Jake Johnson, who was Nick Miller in New Girl.
Yeah.
I guess he was one of them.
He was in the first one, yeah.
And he was saying he's hoping he can get into that as well, because he was trying to figure out. I'm sure he's probably just saying that to like kind of, you know, lead people off and think that he's not going to be in it. But
I don't think he was in the second one. I like him. He's fantastic in the Spider-Verse. But I liked his character in the first one. I mean,
Chris Pratt's name is Owen, by the way.
Owen, okay. So you haven't seen the second one yet?
No, I have not. Do I need to, or what?
Yes. Okay. Because I want you to see where they've gone with this particular part of the series.
Okay.
Because it's not just dinosaurs anymore, yo.
Is it Sino doors?
Well, they bring the dinosaurs back by cloning them.
What are they using to clone them?
It's
like
not just
DNA
what they're using; it's what they might be making.
Is it like
of the series that's very sci-fi, this most recent set of movies has gone more sci-fi.
Okay, I liked the first one. That wasn't with
the first one was more
the megalodon that ate the shark. Was that the first one or the second one?
Was in the megalodon.
That was the second one, right?
That's
right. Remember, you see the like great white shark, and they pull him up over the thing, and then the megalodon comes up and like eats him. Is that the first one or the second one?
Megalodon's a shark, though.
It's a dino shark. It was in one of the movies. I can remember seeing like trailers for it.
There was a dino alligator, the big one. Yeah, there's a giant alligator. That's in the first one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the first one's fun. The second one is still fun, but it goes places, yo.
It's scary.
And no. Okay. But I was just one of those like, oh, I bet this is this. And yeah, they're taking it very more sci-fi in a different aspect of it.
I'm just looking at here and it's related news, and I'm not saying anything, and I hope this
go to your movie
anything.
Pooper or whatever. And
no, I'm not. It's not out anyway, so I'm not going to have it on there. No, it says.
I mean, for the second one.
New Jurassic. Oh yeah, World Dominion set teases tiny dinos.
Oh, compies.
I don't know.
That's what's the first one. I think I mentioned this in our first episode, but yeah, if you haven't read the Jurassic Park series books by Michael Crichton, there's Jurassic Park, then there's The Lost World. Read those. Mm-hmm. The movie has not spoiled anything for you. You can actually read them, and actually, when I read them, I was able to still picture the characters from the movies. Like, oh yeah, this is Laura Dern, blah 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 blah. Yeah. Who plays Ian? Who's everyone's favorite character? Plays Ian? Dr.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum.
Thank you. I was like, what is his real name? I got lost. But yeah, I mean, because Jeff Goldblum's character is very Yeah. Faster. Must go faster. I pictured him when I was reading both Jurassic Park and Lost World for that character. Mm-hmm. But great books, good fun sci-fi, good real life science. But yeah, you should watch the second movie just so that you can see where they're going. Because again, I thought it was fun, but they're going places.
Yeah, and I'm looking up at our 4K Blu-ray collection, and I see the Jurassic Park series. Because I was talking to the headless engineer before. We were talking about Jake Johnson and who he was playing, just because he was saying, oh, I hope I'm in it, just to kind of pull everything together. And so we were looking, and I guess it's in there. I don't know how many of the movies there are, but at least the first
There's
three.
There's the three original, and then...
I'm saying in that set, though. I don't know how many are in there.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Don't know if it crosses.
Sure I have it I think I have it at my disposal in some form or fashion, but I don't know.
I mean, it's all the same universe, which is what they've established. But you think they would have taken some precautions based off the first three. I'm just saying. Jurassic World. It's not in the pen. Open the door.
Oh, we've heard this before back in 1994.
Yeah. Yeah. That's take off your high heels. Think first.
Speaking of Chris Pratt. Just a quick congrats out to him, right?
Did they have a baby?
They did. Yes, Arnold has a new baby girl. Well, not Arnold, but
Arnold.
Yeah.
He is a
Catherine Schwarzenegger. Catherine Schwarzenegger is Arnold Schwarzenegger's eldest daughter, and she married Chris Pratt, and they had their first little baby named Lila. And I guess Arnold was on Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and he said something to the effect, I'm just kind of picturing in my mind, and it's funny. He said that he marveled at the genes of his future grandchild, now she's born, whose maternal grandmother is a member of the Kennedy family. That's Eunice Kennedy Shriver, who was JFK's sister. So would you do the honors of explaining to the world what he said? Well, it's like a few sentences.
See. Arnold marveled at the genes of his future grandchild, as you said, but
the Kennedy, the Schwarzenegger, and Pratt. I mean, we can do anything,
he said with a grin.
We can go and solve the Cuban Missile Crisis. We can go and kill predators with our bare hands. We can go training the dinosaurs. I mean, think about it. There's a lot of power here. Now, with the baby.
So Lila, that's Lila. And she's the chosen of all things massive and wonderful and Chris.
Rock on.
Yeah.
Your video glitched out, so you were doing some awesome max headroom there for a little bit. That was fun.
While you were Schwarzeneggering or something.
What?
Anyways, I don't know. All right, I'm gonna skip Stardust. We'll talk about it next time.
Stardust. Okay.
David Bowie biopic. We'll get into it later.
Yeah. More for your Bowie minute coming up later. So yeah, let's jump to the tea because I think our connection may be getting funky, but who knows? But yeah, what is your tea, yo?
I'm sad. This is Enchanted Snowfall. I had Short Round pick it this week, just because I thought it'd be fun for her to like be a part of it. Because she's desperate to want to be a part of this podcast. Other than why you denied this child? That's one and done enough for me.
So she's been walking around the house saying that still.
Yes.
Has she been saying what I told her else to say? She should have 2 quotes.
Oh, I should. Okay, I'm gonna get to the bottom of that. I don't know.
Okay. If we talk after the show, I'll tell her that she's been slacking on her second quote.
Fine, she'll do it.
It's not. I will never make her say anything bad. I won't do what my older brothers did to me. But I do like the power of like, go say this randomly on occasion out loud.
And she takes what you say as gospel because she worships you. She thinks you're cool, and I don't understand the esteem. I don't understand either. Fine. Like it's fine. Anyways. So I was just throwing up the deuces just as well because I'm sure you're gonna put that in again, which is fine.
I'll be honest. No. That's more editing.
Place it in.
It's more editing.
Anyways, so she picked Enchanted Snowfall.
Okay.
And it is a coconut and chocolate scented black tea, and I thought it was pretty apropos because I'm ready to get out of this stupid year. And so I was like, Enchanted Snowfall. It's a December exclusive over at the place Day Tea that I work. That's wonderful. Great. Doesn't need anything. Again, scented black, not really with the milk. I do a little bit of brown sugar in this tea and it's delicious.
When you've told me a little bit of brown sugar, I've literally just like taken a pinch and put it in. Is that about how much you're saying or?
No, I mean, you can do a cube.
Teaspoon.
Yeah, you could do like a
Honey, not all of us have your elaborate sugar cubes.
Sorry, I know. Well,
Jeebus Christ.
If you have access to brown sugar cubes, that's great. A teaspoon's fine. It's really, really good. I mean, a pinch is fine because a lot of these teas, if you make them well enough, I mean, how are they tasting for you?
I think they're tasting fine. You've tried other ones,
right? Okay, well then you're doing a good job.
Really, in fact, it's fun. It's not the way you're supposed to brew it, but I have a winter rooibos sun tea currently brewing on the back porch.
I'll be interested to see what you think of that.
I had it hot. I thought it was tasty. That's why I was like, I think this will be good as a kind of an iced tea.
Yeah, that's the one that we do, and I'm not sure. Have I done winter mint yet? Because I know that's the one you're talking about. But once I steep that for a short round, I'll discard the tea bag, and I'll put in hot cocoa and just a splash of milk, and then it turns into like creamy hot cocoa with.
That sounds tasty. I'll have to try that.
Yeah, it's really good, especially in the winter. So give that a try.
Yeah, when I was drinking, I'm like, oh, this would be a great winter tea. But since I've got it, we've got the patio now, so I'm kind of just playing with, let's do some tea, sun tea.
Yeah, being outside and hanging out and stuff. That's a good idea. So,
well, while we're talking about outside, tell us about the Animal Crossing and your individual of the week, thing of the week, freak of the week.
The Animal Crossing's freak of the week.
Yeah, it's Nan. So, and I was like complaining about how all these people, not people like it's real. Sorry. I know it's not real, guys. It's okay. We're not getting the what off my island.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a visitor at my campsite. And if you want them to come to your island, they basically have to like swap places with somebody. And lo and behold, the one that just joined us and came to the campsite said, "Oh, I think Nan's interested in moving." And I was like, done. I wasn't super keen on having this character on my island, but I would want her more than I want Nan anymore because she's a different personality type and everything. So Nan's gone, so I'm just bidding her a fond farewell. So she's a little goat.
I wasn't quite sure based off her picture.
Yeah, she's a goat.
Okay. Now I can visualize what being that would be.
And her little catchphrase is "kid," which I think is so cute. Since kid is a little baby goat.
But get off my island, Nan.
Well, I had 4 normals, and that's just not like right for me. You know that I can't have just 4 normal things in my life because that's just. I need the weirdos to be able to function. So, yeah, she has little.
You sound like the freckles. Evil people in the X-Men comics. I'm just saying.
Had little pink freckles on her cheeks, and she has little orange and yellow horns, and just really cute. She has one little eyelash sticking out of her eyeball.
Aww.
You'll see the picture there, and she was super sweet. I loved her. I just love the other ones more. So,
all right, well,
there you go.
Sometimes you gotta switch out your favorites.
Yeah, and then yeah, because I brought in a giant female gorilla named Rocket in her place.
For protection.
We may talk about it. Actually, you'll like her. There's a grouping of the Animal Crossing villagers who are actually superheroes. And this is like kind of weird side thing, and they all have superhero costumes, and she's one of the group. So I mean, maybe you won't. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, anyways, yeah.
Fabulous.
Bye, Nan.
Bye, Nan. I saw the name originally, and I thought naan. I'm like, ooh, naan bread sounds delicious.
I know, it's like some butter and some honey on it. Sounds good.
Get some buttered chicken, masala,
Yum.
And then have a delicious dessert afterward.
I like all the foods. That sounds so good.
All foods are delicious. So we both did desserts this past weekend. And so the request by the missus for her birthday cake or dessert was Hello Dollies, which are candies, I guess they would be classified. I really don't know how that goes, but I think if you look online, it's like Hello Dollies candies is how they may show up.
Like confections?
Sure. Yeah. Flavorful things of delight. But to make Hello Dollies, you need the following things. I like how I'm actually using recipe card this time.
That's good.
You'll need 2.5 cups of graham cracker crumbs. That is 12 crackers, but after the first time I made this, my grandma was like, you can just buy pre-crumbled graham cracker. So that's fantastic. Buy that. It's a lot easier. Unless you want to crumble up your own graham crackers.
Yeah, you can just like...
If you want to save a plastic bag and some hammering times. But yeah, I just buy the box stuff because it's just easier to measure out, put it in the bowl. You'll also need a 1.5 stick of butter melted, a can of sweetened condensed milk. That's 14 ounces.
That's how that's how you know it's going to be a good dessert.
Yeah. The original recipe said just 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. I do 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips and 1 cup of milk chocolate chips.
So the chocolate content doesn't mess it up? Okay. All right.
I don't know if it messes it up, but it makes it taste delicious. Cool. And then a cup and a half of flaked coconut, and then a cup of chopped walnuts. You could use pecans, whatever chopped nuts. You could even leave it out if you wanted to, but I think it would help with the consistency. So preheat your oven to 350. And then in a small bowl, you're going to combine the graham cracker crumblings and butter and mix that well. Then in a 13x9 dish...
You're making a crust, I'm guessing.
Making a crust. 13x9 dish, dump that in there, pat it out with your hands. Do it like this, like you're playing the bongos. Okay. Probably not. Unless you have gloves on. That'd be disgusting. Then pour the sweetened condensed milk evenly over everything.
Just wash your hands.
No, that's crazy.
Anyways.
But then you lose graham cracker because it's all stuck to your hands. The buttery graham cracker deliciousness. Pour this condensed milk on there. I kind of do layers, and then I just kind of take the thing and just move it around because it's so gooey. It'll just kind of get a good covering. And then basically you're going to layer all the other goodies on there. The chocolate chips, the coconut, the walnut. And I'll say this, layer it how you want to. If you want to do chocolate chips first, then coconut. If you want to do a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and just do layer. Do that, but do it evenly. I then just sort of pat it down lightly so it just kind of...
like this, right?
Yeah. Even on top, just best you can, then just sort of pat it using like a spatula, pat it down into the goo and just let it mesh down there.
Sounds very appetizing. Yeah, great.
Take the goo out, then smash it down with your foot. The fungus gives it a flavor that no other can. I don't know why I went there. Anyway, then you'll put that into the oven for 25 minutes. or until lightly brown, but 25 minutes works great for us.
Like toasty coconut kind of.
Yeah. And you can have it right as soon as it's done, but as you've probably, with baking, whatnot, sometimes like brownies and whatnot, it's just best to leave it, let it sit, let it cool. Congeal is not the right for it, but let it congeal and just, solid up.
Yeah, solidify.
Yeah. But even for it's just easier to serve, especially if you're going to take this to a potluck at work when those come back. Make this the day before.
Is that?
I
work?
know.
What? Anyways, yeah.
Okay. And let that, and then, cut it up. But they're great room temperature. But if you want to put them in the microwave for 15 seconds, they're nice and gooey that way. So.
Dollop of ice cream on top or something.
Oh yeah, that'd be really good too. Whipped cream, but yeah. Hello Dollies, they're very sweet, very delicious. One of these days I may do chocolate chips and toffee chips or something like that, just to mix it up.
Or peanut butter would be really
good. Peanut butter chips. So you can just it's a real basic one. We'll put it up in the video and I'll put in the comments. I got to transcribe this. Eventually we may make it to where all the recipes are going on the website, but I'm still pondering on that.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I'm ready to type it out. I'm ready to do them.
So what is yours? Because you mentioned some peanut butter earlier. Or
oh my goodness!
What's this gooey thing you've got going on?
Yeah, it was such a random find, but I just like to tool around on Pinterest and find random things that just sound different. And this was like a different type of dessert than I've ever really attempted, because it was kind of like a 7-layer bar, sort of like the Hello Dollies, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But they are called Gooey Ritz Peanut Butter Cup S'mores bars. It's a lot of words. It's like as many words in the title as there are ingredients. So you start off with, you know what you're working with.
Mm-hmm.
Ritz Peanut Butter Cup S'mores. You get the idea. But funny enough, there's not even graham cracker in it. So anyways, I know. It's okay. It's better. It's Ritz crackers. So it's like, it kind of elevates it with the salty note. So you need 1 box of yellow cake mix.
Okay.
And then it says in the instructions, it says 2 sleeves of Ritz crackers. I didn't find that I needed them. I suppose I could have had another sleeve just to make more on the top, crumbly.
Okay.
That's okay. A half a cup, which is 1 stick of butter that needs to be softened. A 7-ounce jar of marshmallow cream. That's where I was like, yes, that sounds good. I don't care. You lost me at marshmallow cream. I'm good. A 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. Again, there you go. And then 2 8-ounce bags of the tiny Reese's cups. And that's the ones that are unwrapped already,
okay.
Yeah.
Are these in the baking aisle or in the candy aisle?
I think both, actually. Okay. I'm pretty sure candy aisle, because they have a lot of those little unwrapped tiny candies now, the York peppermint patties and different ones.
The Reese's minis, I think is that.
Yeah, unwrapped. And we actually had the miniature ones that are wrapped in the gold. So what I did is, after I unwrapped them, I just kind of smushed them apart basically and kind of crumbled them out, and that worked out really well too.
Okay.
Very good. And then that's it. So basically just 350 in the oven. Again, your 9x13 pan. And you'll put foil, a layer of foil on the bottom, so it's easier to get them out of the pan once they're done, and spray the bottom with a little cooking spray because it's gooey and stuff. You don't want it to just sit there. Start off with the cake mix, the entire box, that softened stick of butter, and your egg. Did I say? I don't think I said an egg. I apologize. 1 egg is also in it. I know. How dare you? Just go ahead and add that back into the recipe after. Sorry, my bad.
I'll cheat and just copy paste what you put in the notes.
So you beat the cake mix, the butter and egg together, and you make that really kind of firm dough. It's almost like a cookie dough kind of.
Okay.
Sort of. You press it into the bottom. Excuse me. And then you'll take your Ritz crackers and just layer them up on top of the dough, and I just kind of press them in a little bit just so that they kind of bake into them.
Yeah.
Marshmallow cream and the sweetened condensed milk, put them in another bowl, mix that up so it's almost like a toasted marshmallow flavor of the cream. Really good. Pour that on top. I'm not as fancy as Ryan. I just kind of let it pour in and go and make sure it's covered. I'm not. And then
I'm sweet bae.
Yeah. And then you top with the Reese's cups. I actually had a Hershey bar in the fridge as well, and so I broke one of those up and just kind of put it in as well. And then you just bake it for 20 to 25 minutes. On I did 20 minutes. It probably should have gone the 25. 20 was fine though. You need to allow it to cool completely because it will not set up if you don't let it cool, basically. I actually put it in once the pan itself was a little bit closer to room temp. I actually put it in our fridge. So
let's get it done.
And we ate the entire pan of those because they were
Nice.
not the first day, but 4 or 5 days later, they still held up there.
Yeah, we took out the Hello Dollies in about a week. So
yeah. So
it was our dessert for dinner for multiple nights. So.
That's okay. Like it was really, really good. Short Round loved it. We loved it. Ma Rizzo even liked it. She's not super into sweets too much, but she liked it when we were watching the video, the wedding video.
The wedding movie.
Yeah. We'll have to throw up a little screenshot from the video of when the headless engineer and I looked like babies. We got married.
I want the most awkward shot. That's the only thing I'll put up.
Oh, I could do one of me where it's the back of his head with me going like this at the altar then. Does that sound good?
There, yeah. We'll do the awkward shots. That's all we allow on this.
I'll find that.
If it's going to go in production, it's going to be weird.
That's just what it is. And that's the way we roll.
Woot woot. All the deliciousness.
Yum.
Well, yeah.
We should go savory. My head hurts a little bit from talking about all these sweet things now. Probably that second cup of tea too.
Were they both caffeinated? Were they both the enchanted forest?
Enchanted snowfall.
It's like a forest.
Snowball, yeah. Enchanted snowfall. No, the other one maybe I'll talk about next week. Dun dun dun.
Was it a caffeinated one?
It was, yeah. It was a black tea. It was. I'm sitting here, and my legs are like shaking, and I never do that. It's probably.
I'm feeling great today. I'm gonna tackle the world. See, I had coffee, but I'm drinking it's a mushroom coffee. And let me tell you, the colors are awesome. Woo! I am jokey.
A shroomy coffee, and I'm
coffee.
General Organa. Anyways,
everyone's the same, but yeah,
we're crazy and we need to go.
I'll mention. Yeah, I'll actually mention what the mushroom coffee. It's a real thing. It's tasty. Got a little caffeine.
Tell them on the socials, yo.
I could do that. Take a picture.
Here's my coffee.
So speaking of the socials, yeah, good call. Ryan and Rizzo on the Twitter and Instagram, and at Ryan and Rizzo on the Twitter and Instagrams. And that is RyanAndRizzo. And then also I had someone actually ask how to leave a comment or to contact us. That would probably be best through the email, and that is
Ryan and Rizzo, RyanAndRizzo @gmail.com.
Sweet. And if you can't remember any of that, I mean, wherever you're listening to this, there's probably links below it.
So, yeah. I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to test. Okay, this will be fun. I'm going to see if my bestie and the headless engineer listen or watch this week. So I'm going to test them and see. And if you are listening, I need you to email us so we can make sure it's working well. And
if you need help, just send a signal that Rizzo is trying to torment you into emailing us.
It's just a test thing from.
Why don't you just tell them to like and subscribe while they're at it?
They already do that. I think. I don't
know what it does other than show that we're not just talking to ourselves.
I share my life and live with my husband. I don't know if he likes and subscribes to our podcast.
I don't think the wife listens, which is fine.
It's okay. But I said before, she has class. It's fine.
She's going to listen to her 3 book club girls.
What is this shrill woman and this crazy man doing on my...
And like you said, she has to put up with my random weirdness anyway. I mean, but I did talk about her,
You're welcome, Mrs. Ryan. I take you away for a couple hours every week just so she gets a reprieve.
She's probably reading Midnight Sun still. Or she's reading on her phone.
Tell her to let me know how it is.
We'll do. It's sparkly. So sparkly.
I know. I noticed that it was a pomegranate, right?
Oh, yeah. It's like it's a pomegranate that's kind of like what is that? maggots are on it. Yeah, maggots. And if you look at it, because we have the book in the house, you look at it upside down. It's like, oh, it looks like a little skull.
Okay.
So,
okay, that makes sense. Like from far away.
Yeah, I just was like, oh, I don't know if they meant. They probably meant that. I mean, it's a, someone put money into that cover. They probably meant it. So
I do have one more thing to mention before we go, even though we were already saying bye. And there was a story I sent you earlier this week about a gentleman who had an infection on his body and lost a very specific part of his body. And so I pulled up the story onto my little internet notes thing here. And with the way the tabs are set up, it says man loses pin.
Man loses pin. I mean, we can.
That's all it says.
I mean, the photo, because here's the full story, kids. Here's the full title. Man loses penis to infection. That sounds horrible.
That's not even the best part. I mean, yeah.
Doctor builds new one on arm. But then the picture of, and I'll put it right here, right now for fun. But yeah. This is me posing for the photo op.
It's his pin. Yeah.
It's my pin.
He lost his pin.
I mean, anyways, he is wearing long sleeves, but he's got them rolled up.
Thing. Bless you, sir, and I hope it all goes attached well. Everything turns out okay for you.
They should have put it on his back like a tail.
No, that's not where you. No, that's not where you.
Again, we'll put up the blurred picture because it makes no sense, especially if you're listening audio. Apologize. I'll have this link in the place of links.
Ears and nose on a back. You build a pin on your arm, I guess. And while you do your GQ.
Does it just depend on the size of the pin? I mean, when his arms are colder, is it smaller?
I don't know. I just thought.
I mean, science is amazing. I'm like,
I don't know.
Again, talking about cloning, you got to watch the second Jurassic World.
Is that what you're referring to?
They just go places, man.
They just started growing stuff on their backs, and it's like the T-Rex.
Is that a tail? Yeah, the T-Rex. T-Rex turns around, and it's still.
We need to go.
Thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe. If you've gotten this far, you can get through anything.
Email us. Ryan and Rizzo is a part of the Musing with McWillie Creative Network. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan and Rizzo. For more info about the show, go to mcwillie.com/podcast.
I like to do the blah blah. McWillie.com.